Hi, Star Kids and friends. Welcome back to Reading the Bible with us. We all have busy, full days, but spending time in God's Word is the best part of them. And I'm so glad that you're here. I don't know about you, but some days I spend a lot of time on my phone. This phone is a great tool for me. I use it to Google facts and read the news. I take pictures with it and I watch videos, but I use it most to connect with people. Sometimes I chat on the phone, but most of the time I respond to friends' posts on social media or text them or send an email, all right here on that little device. It's pretty cool how fast I can connect with people who sometimes may be a long plane ride away. Before we all had fancy phones, people used to write letters to each other. When I was younger, it was so exciting to receive an envelope in the mailbox with your name handwritten on it. Inside was often a handwritten note from a friend telling you all about what was going on in their lives. Sometimes they would ask you a question, so you would write back, or sometimes that letter would answer a question that you would ask them. These letters always had a warm greeting and words of kindness and encouragement. In Bible times, after Jesus ascended to heaven, the good news began spreading like wildfire. When sin entered the world, God's relationship with his creation was broken. But God sent Jesus to restore that relationship and fix it. He came to reconcile us to himself. Reconcile means to put a relationship back together. Jesus' death on the cross opened the opportunity for us to be rescued, reconciled, and brought into a wonderful relationship with God. As people began believing in Jesus and turning from their old ways to follow him, God made known the next step of his great big plan, the church. In the Old Testament, God showed the world who he is through the Israelite people and his faithfulness to them. God's plan for the church was not known in the Old Testament. It was a mystery to them. But when Jesus came, he put an end to the old and introduced his plan of the church. And people had lots of questions. Now, when you and I have a question about God, we can open up the Bible and read God's words. But when the church began, they only had the Old Testament to read. God helped people like Paul to write letters to the different churches in different cities to teach people about how to follow Jesus and obey him. The Romans that ruled much of the world at this time had just built many roads that connected cities and far-off places altogether. God used these roads for the apostles' letters to spread around to the earth's churches so they could learn these new teachings. Many of the letters became the New Testament that we have today. We are still the church, and these letters are still just as important to us. The book of Ephesians was written when Paul was being held as a prisoner of Rome. Because of this, it's sometimes called a prison epistle or a prison letter. It was written to the church in Ephesus to teach the church how to act in unity and love with each other. As people, we all have our differences, but as the church comes together in love and grows to become more like Jesus, God's power is at work, and he uses the church to reveal himself to the world. Let's read Ephesians together to learn how we too can grow in our love of Christ and the church. Read along with us each day and the videos below. See you there.